Am I the a-hole for booking my own Airbnb so I don't have to sleep on a couch for 6 nights? My immediate and extended family have booked a vacation for later in the summer. My aunt who found this place knew the owner and they got a great deal. My aunt initially said there were 6 bedrooms. 1 room for her and her husband, my uncle, 1 room for my parents, 1 room for my cousin and her husband, 1 room for my other cousin and his wife, and 1 room for their kids, are both under 10. The last bedroom, you may wonder, is where my aunt made an innocent mistake in miscounting. There are only 5 bedrooms. They told me that my boyfriend and I will have to sleep on a pull-out couch. I told my parents I would rather not sleep on a couch even if it does pull out. I also don't want to make my boyfriend sleep on the couch with me either for his own privacy. It's in the living room, which is in the middle of everything. I would rather not be woken to people starting their day, and I would rather not have to change in the bathroom each and every time, or even leave all my stuff in the living room as well. I don't want to change in my parents' room either, because I know I would probably rush so that they can have their own privacy. I don't want to put my luggage in anyone else's room and fill their room with my clutter. Same goes for my boyfriend. I don't want to make him do all that either. My family has never had this big of a vacation all together in such a long time. I would love to be involved and whatnot, but I said I would rather not go if I can't have a room to myself, or I'll book my own place nearby and I will pay for my part for the main house everyone is in regardless. My mom refused both options, as I will ruin the trip if I don't stay under the same roof. If I get my own place to stay, it would solely be to sleep. I plan to be with my family at all other times and events. I don't care about the price of only getting an Airbnb just to sleep. I want my privacy. Haven't mentioned it to my cousins or anyone else yet that I'm considering getting my own place as close as possible, though. Aita. Aita for refusing to give up my life insurance payout and asking my ex's family to refinance the car he left me. So my ex passed away recently in a work-related accident. It's sad, of course. I have a lot of mixed emotions about it. But the truth is, we hadn't been together in over a year when it happened. We were together for 5 years, and we broke up because he cheated on me and got someone else pregnant. That breakup wrecked me. It took me a long time to recover. I haven't seen him since. After the breakup, I went no contact. I've spent the past year healing, learning to be happy again, and moving on. I didn't go to the funeral. I didn't want to see the baby mama or his family. And while I'm not happy he's gone, I can't say I'm devastated anymore either. I grieved this person when I left the relationship. Now here's where things get complicated. 6 months after our breakup, and after the baby was born, he took out a life insurance policy. In it, he named me as the 50% beneficiary. His mom and the baby mama each got 25%. I didn't know this until the insurance company called me. I assumed it was some paperwork left over from when we were together. But nope, this was a new policy, dated well after the breakup. That means this was his decision. At the same time, there's a car. He financed it while we were still together, but it's under my name and credit. I begged him for over a year to refinance it, to the point the only reason I ever contacted him was for the refinancing of that car. He never refinanced that car. I doubt he was ever going to. Now that he's gone, it's still tied to me. The car's sitting in my garage, and his family has reached out saying the baby mama needs it for work. I told them, fine. You can have it as soon as it's refinanced and no longer on my credit. I will gladly sign whatever paper they need. But I am not going to risk my credit on people I don't trust to make payments. And now they're demanding that I give up the life insurance payout too. That I should do the right thing and give it to his mom or the baby mama. But here's the thing, I didn't ask for any of this. I didn't ask to be put on the policy. He made that choice, after everything that happened between us. Honestly, I feel like I earned that money. I spent 5 years with that man. 5 years dealing with the stress, the gaslighting, the emotional pain, the betrayal. I loved him deeply and I lost so much trying to make that relationship work. I stayed with him until I found out his baby mama was pregnant, because he was actively hiding it from me at that time. I was with him through the worst parts of his life. If anything, this money feels like the only thing I ever got back from all the bullshit. He chose to leave it to me. Probably because deep down, he knew how badly he treated me. Ertu for refusing to let my boss's kids eat my food. In February, I, 19F, arrived in the US as an au pair. If you don't know how the program works, basically you're hired as a nanny, but you're not paid a lot. I get $196 per week, because the family gives you a place to stay and food, in their house, and they also pay for your studies, up to $500. It was the only way I could afford to have the exchange experience, and I really wanted to take this chance, so I came. The 2 kids I take care of are great, we talk a lot and I already learned so much from them. The problem I have it's with their parents. Since I arrived, they told me that I'm only allowed to eat the items from one cabinet, nothing else, and they will only replenish once a month, and they have cameras and will see if I try anything. I don't know if this is true, but I won't steal anyway. In my cabinet they just put tortillas, a few canned vegetables, beans and mac and cheese boxes. No snacks, drinks, cheese or meat, chicken, none of these. I talked with my agency here and they told me that the family is allowed to do that as long as they give me food, and I can try to match with another family, and wait for the process, or go back home. I don't want to give up, so I stayed. But the food thing was really getting to me, so I started to use the money to put things in my cabinet. The problem is that they are super healthy, and they don't let their kids eat chips, Pringles, beef jerky, stuff like that. I wasn't trying to eat in front of the kids on purpose. But I spend most of my day with them, when they aren't in their classes, and I get hungry, so I eat in front of them, and they started to ask me to eat too. My money doesn't get me very far, my parents have no way of helping me, and these snacks can last for days when I pace myself, so I just told them they would need to ask their parents for snacks cause I didn't have a lot to share. They did, and their mom blew up at me, in front of them, telling me that I had a lot of audacity denying her kids food inside her home, that if I ate in front of them, I had to share, and that I couldn't bring this kind of junk into her home. I couldn't really say anything in fear of her just dumping me on the street, but I told her I didn't have enough money to buy an amount that I could share with her kids, or buy healthier, and that I would really like to share mine if they shared theirs. I meant the food the family eats. I don't ask the kids for their snacks or food ever. She said I was lucky she really needed a nanny and that's it. I told my parents about it and they think she's wrong, but that I am too for how I dealt with it, and for taking it out on the kids when it's not their fault. My out-pair friends also think for denying food to little kids. Aita and Widda, if I kept buying junk even after she told me they aren't allowed in her home. Air2 for telling my friend he needs to be in rehab. I, 21F, have a really good friend we'll call Chase, 27M. We used to work together and over time became really good friends due to shared music taste, sense of humor, books we like, etc. He's now someone I talk to on an almost daily basis. Chase is the kind of person who's always in crisis. He's got a lot of mental health issues and has had a history of substance abuse. Because of this, our friendship has always been sort of one-sided. As in, I get regular updates on his mental health and have talked him through a lot of his personal issues, but on the occasion I have something going on that I'm freaking out about, I'm lucky if I get asked to elaborate. Usually he just thumbs down the message and then sends me an unrelated Twitch stream clip. Anyway, to the point of this post. Chase has a drinking problem. I was aware that he's had problems, but not until recently did I become more aware of the full extent. He told me a few weeks ago that in the course of our friendship he's only been consecutively sober for at most a week. He comes home from work and drinks alone. Sometimes he'll even get blackout drunk by himself. He gets drunk at every party he goes to and frequently makes decisions he regrets. He's occasionally texted me some questionable things while drunk, which most of the time I just shrug off. He's told me he's aware it's a problem, and when I've asked him about looking into getting some help in the past, he's told me he doesn't want to spend the money on it and that he thinks he just needs a partner to motivate him into getting sober. My approach with him has always been more of a comfort and encourage. Recently though I've been getting more and more worried as he opens up to be more about how bad his problem is. It's been 2 weeks ago now that I write this that everything happened. I got a call from a friend of mine who we'll call Max, 19F, telling me that Chase had been sending her some strange DMs on Instagram. Chase has only met Max once or twice. They've definitely never had a texted relationship. One of the DMs he sent her, while not directed at her, was mildly inappropriate even to have sent me and definitely inappropriate to have sent a 19-year-old female friend of mine he barely knows. He said he was trying to make her feel included. He was, for clarity and by his own admission, close to blackout drunk. Max blocked him, and he accused her of trying to start shit. I love Chase to death, but I felt like I wasn't being a good friend anymore by simply taking the comfort and encourage approach. The next morning I sent him a lengthy text worded as lovingly as I could, but pretty firmly expressing that I think he needs to get help. He has not spoken to me in over 2 weeks now. I also have not sent him anything since the text. I miss him a lot and, in a way, I feel partly responsible for him. I think I'm the only good influence in his life right now. Aita are overreacting and what should I do now? If I refused to contribute financially to a party I was forced to host. I worked with a woman, Janelle, for a number of years and consider her a friend. We have both left the company but stay in touch and complain about our job group chat along with another friend, Katie. Janelle recently became pregnant after suffering multiple miscarriages and failed rounds of IVF. Having been there through all of this, Katie and I are obviously stoked for her. Months ago, Janelle asked for our addresses to invite us to her baby shower. Katie mentioned that she'd love to help if they needed anything. I did not make that offer but said I looked forward to going. A short time later, Katie and I got invited to a group chat with dozens of others in it, the majority are unknown numbers, in which they are planning Janelle's baby shower. I was confused, and I remember texted Katie at the time and saying that I just wanted to go, and I had no intention of hosting. Because I'm an awkward person, I decided to not say anything in hopes that it would be obvious I didn't want to participate. People started volunteering to purchase or provide things. The guest list included 150 people. Providing food or decorations for a party of that size was just not something I was able to help with, so I remained quiet. At this point, the lady who organized the hostess group chat, Marcia, texts Katie and I separately asking if we can bring any last-minute items the day of the shower since we didn't sign up for anything. I replied that I would try if I'm able. Over time, frequent updates to the hostess chat became overwhelming. Marcia informed us at one point that she would add up everything and let us know how much we all owed. Apparently part of hosting included paying a portion of the total cost of the party. I was sort of flabbergasted by this. Regardless, I expected the shared cost to be small, so I still didn't say anything. Katie and I both muted the group in the last few weeks because it was just getting to be too much. Tonight, Marcia texted Katie, me, and 13 others in yet another group chat, letting us know how much we owe. Between the hostess gift, not even sure what it was, but apparently it was $465, stamps, labels, invitations, specialty cookies, paper products, and flowers. The total was almost $1,300, split between 25 hostesses. She advised everyone to bring $50 cash to the party to pay her back. I'm shocked. Katie and I already split the cost of a gift that I really think Janelle will appreciate and use. Marcia also texted me about a week ago asking me to help at the party by writing down the names of people and the gift they bring. I was happy to help with that. Now though, I almost feel too awkward to go. I now realize I should have said I didn't want to help from the beginning, but I honestly didn't know that it would be this involved. I honestly doubt Janelle would expect this much from us. She isn't included in any of the shower-related group chats. Am I an asshole if I decline to pay the $50 and just go to the party to support my friend? Air2 for buying myself an Xbox when my BF said he got me one for my birthday last year. My BF, 20-yo, and I, 24-yo, have been dating for about a year and a half now. We're long distance and he's been out here to visit me about 4 times, for weeks at a time. Last year on my birthday, in June, he had told me he got me an Xbox. I was really excited because I've had mine since 2016. We met for the first time last October. He didn't bring it with him that time. No big deal. He only had a small bag that time. Fast forward to December, he came out for Christmas. He bought a bigger bag, and even asked if he could bring his PS5 so we could play games together, and I said yes. After Christmas he went home, and I asked about the Xbox. Whenever I asked him he got frustrated and said I was nagging him about it, but he'll just send it to me in the mail. A few weeks go by, and nothing. So I ask him again, and he gets really upset again. He said it was in a box under his bed and he didn't want to deal with it right now. It got to the point where I just said that it didn't matter whether or not he bought it, I just wanted to know. We got into a huge fight about it again, and I told him I wanted proof that he actually had it. He sent me a picture of the box. I was suspicious about it because he had mentioned to me before that his best friend had the same Xbox I wanted. So in my head I was thinking that he had just taken a picture of his friend's old Xbox box. But I promised him I'd let it go after he sent the picture, so I didn't bring it up. That was sometime in January. My birthday is coming up again, and we were on the phone and he was talking about things to get me. For his birthday I had gotten him a game and a vinyl wrap for his PS5, so I had told him a rack for the Xbox would be cool, my way of hinting that I wanted my Xbox, and he said no and that he'd think of something better. I promised him I wouldn't bring it up again, but it's been almost a year. He's coming out for my birthday, so I thought maybe he'd bring it. We were texting about my gift the other day, and he had mentioned he needed to buy what he was getting me. So to me, it sounded like he wasn't bringing it. I've been wanting this Xbox for so long, and I was sick of waiting, so I went looking on eBay and bought one. It's coming this weekend, so I had to tell him. I told him not to be mad, but I bought myself the Xbox. I tried to explain my reasoning in that I didn't want to wait anymore because my Xbox now barely works. But he got so mad at me and just said that was a f***ing waste of $500, so I offered to pay him back for it and he said he doesn't want my money. Now he's really upset with me and it has me questioning if it was messed up that I ended up buying the Xbox for myself. TL. Doctor, my boyfriend told me he bought me an Xbox for my birthday last year in June. He never brought it. I bought it for myself and now he's pissed at me. aita. Update. He ended up sending a long text this morning about how pissed he was and that it was stupid that I bought it for myself. He was going to bring it. The only reason he didn't tell me was because it was supposed to be a surprise for my birthday. He said he's pissed because he bought more accessories for the Xbox too, so he's spent well over $600, but now that I bought one for myself I should keep it and he's not going to give me anything he got. I told him that he should have just sent it in the first place and it wouldn't have got to the point where I had to buy it myself. I also explained that I didn't need expensive gifts and that if he didn't get it for me and just wanted to impress me, he should have told me when I gave him the opportunity to come clean. He explained the reason everything was so expensive was because I liked gaming and Legos, which are expensive, so it wasn't to impress me. He apologized because he made me so upset about it for so long, and that he didn't think about it because it was under his bed. I told him I felt like he never listened or cared about it because I had nagged him multiple times about sending it, but he somehow still forgot. He apologized for being lazy and making it seem like he didn't care about it, how he should have brought it in the first place, and that he was wrong for not doing that. I'm even more conflicted at this point. Maybe I should have just waited for my birthday, but it genuinely sounded like he wasn't going to bring it. Aita for refusing to let my dad attend my graduation and apparently making him cry. Almost a year ago I graduated high school and refused to give my father a ticket to the event. Recently my Nana, my father's mom, keeps trying to get me to apologize to him and repair things. She says that he cried over not being able to attend my graduation, which is why they chose to not attend either. There is a long list of reasons why I didn't invite my father, but my Nana and all the family on his side claim I'm a selfish brat and that I need to fix my relationship with him. Prior to him asking for tickets to my graduation, he had not spoken with me in 5 months. He didn't invite me to his wedding months before my graduation. I'm not allowed to step foot in his home, and his new wife hates my guts. My junior year of high school he decided I was no longer welcome in his home until I could be happy there. My dad has always put me down verbally and especially resented me after I came out as trans FTM. He didn't care either when my mom told him I'd lost the ability to walk unassisted and was now disabled, 2 years ago. After my parents' divorce and a lot of therapy, I started standing up for myself, and that's why he kicked me out and basically disowned me. So in response to him not being in my life and isolating me from his family, I chose to deny him the opportunity to attend my graduation. Am I the asshole though for taking away his chance to see his first kid graduate? Aita for letting my animals do their job. First of all, I live on a farm. We had 2 barn cats, but one has retired into an inside cat because of his health issues. At 5 AM I went out to check on the chickens because I heard loud noises. I saw the cat chasing a mouse out of the barn. I called for Liz, fake name, and told her to let the dog out to help the cat because she can't get it by herself. She did, apparently not understanding what I meant, but then she saw what happened when the Jack Russell immediately helped the cat corner and catch the mouse. They both ran off together behind the barn, and I went inside after telling them they did good and giving them the well-earned belly rubs and head pats. Liz later told me it was horrible of me to let them hurt the mouse. I explained how the mouse was eating the animal feed and it needed to get out. She said I could have found a more humane way to do it, but mice have to be dropped off miles away from where they started or else they'll just come back. I explained that to her and she started yelling and said how could someone who's becoming of it let animals hurt each other. She yelled at me for a good 20 minutes, and I finally told her to let my animals do their effing job. She started crying and went to her boyfriend's house.